Denmark, a country in northern Europe inhabited by 5.85 million people, 800,000 of which live in its capital and biggest city, Copenhagen. It's a small but strategic country. It is stated that no place in Denmark is more than 52 kilometers from the shoreline. It is home to the happiest and most peace-loving people on earth. It is hard to imagine that their ancestors were one of the most fearsome raiders in the history of mankind, the Vikings. The Viking Age started in 793 AD with raids and destruction to northern England and Normandy in northern France, killing many people. They ruled Norway, southern Sweden, Iceland, Greenland, and Ireland. At one point, Danish Viking kings were also the kings of England. Christianity became the religion in 965 AD. Their ferocious fighting skills, innovative weaponry, excellent shipbuilding prowess, and exceptional navigational skills made them efficient and feared conquerors in the far reaches of the Baltic Sea and the North Atlantic, reaching North America 500 years earlier than Columbus's discovery. For 250 years, they continued to plunder and steal from other lands, but were also engaged in trading precious metals, textiles, fur, and jewelry. A series of defeats ended the Viking era in 1066. For centuries, they fought thereafter for territory and lost mostly to arch-rival Sweden and other neighbors like Germany. With so many lives lost, they finally got tired of fighting. In the First and Second World War, Denmark became neutral. They even have to be liberated from Nazi Germany in the Second World War. It was with war that Denmark became powerful, but it was with peace that the country prospered. Let me take you on a tour of Denmark, starting with Copenhagen and this view from our hotel room. This picture was taken 9 years ago on our first trip to Copenhagen, and hopeful to be back someday. This is Rådhuspladsen, or the Town Hall Square. The building behind us is the City Hall. Not far is Tivoli Gardens, founded in 1843. Fairy tale writer Hans Christian Andersen and Walt Disney visited here many times. They both found inspiration here for their endeavors. This theme park also has a broad selection of restaurants from budget to Michelin star quality. On this second trip, I did not miss the opportunity to go to a sought-after luthier in Europe that builds top-of-the-line quality guitars. I met the man himself, Kelly. It was a highlight for me as an enthusiast. Dinner is at this Michelin star-rated Italian restaurant in Copenhagen. This shows the diversity and endless choice of quality restaurants here. This experience gives you 3 hours of satisfying culinary delight. After a hearty breakfast in the hotel, we're off to more exploration. Copenhagen has a lot of waterways. What better way to explore the city than using this route? Beautiful sights and architecture can be viewed from here, like the Opera House, which you can experience up close by car. At the end of the loop, you can see one of the most famous work of art inspired by Hans Christian Andersen's fairy tale, The Little Mermaid, or Den Lille Havfrue in Danish. It is also subjected sometimes to vandalism. The blue paint on the stone is what remained of the act when we first came here 9 years before. Torvhallene, or marketplace, are glass buildings with more than 80 shops that sells all kinds of food, from sausages and pork products, to which Denmark is one of the biggest producers, tea, chocolates, wine, and seafood.
Har du styr på det med så? Ja. Okay. Du må gerne hjælpe herovre, hvis det er. De to der. Og de først? Ja, det er ikke der vente. Hej. Sorry for the time.
And we're here for a seafood feast, best celebrated with friends. This is Freetown, Christiania, a commune of 1,000 residents covering 7 hectares of squatted, abandoned military area since 1971. Since then, it became a haven for artists of all kinds, but tainted by the tolerated use and sale of cannabis. You can see peddlers on the stretch, aptly called Pusher Street. Strange. The Amalienborg Palace is the residence of the royal family, composed of 4 other palaces and a museum. Here, you can witness the changing of the guards daily at 12 noon. This unassuming establishment is another Michelin star-rated restaurant, a sister company of the world-famous restaurant Noma. It champions locality, seasonality, and artistic presentation with plenty of foraged, fermented, and pickled fare. Their take on the pork belly to die for. Wonderful dinner. Woke up to a very cold and snowy morning. Today we are traveling 40 kilometers north of Copenhagen to a town called Hillerød.
Normally we don't have all that ice on the water.
Frederiksborg Castle was the first Danish castle built inland, as it was for recreation and not for defense. It was completed in 1588 at the time of King Frederick VII. In 1859, a fire destroyed much of this palace. Reconstruction was funded by the state and the king, and the philanthropist J.C. Jacobsen of the Carlsberg Beer Brewery. It opened in 1882. Over 300 paintings saved from the fire are in display. This chapel is one of the original places not burned by the fire. The palace grounds looks marvelous even in winter. This Neptune fountain, created in 1622, is considered to be the castle's sculptural masterpiece. We are traveling 30 minutes north of here to the town of Helsingør to see the Kronborg Castle. This castle stood at Helsingør since the year 1420 and built by King Erik II as a stronghold. Ships have to pay dues at this castle to enter or leave the Baltic Sea, making this town one of the richest in Europe at that time. This castle is also the setting for William Shakespeare's play, Hamlet. In the play, this is called Elsinore. This is now referred to as the Hamlet Castle. Our dinner tonight, back in Copenhagen. Today, this trip takes us 62 kilometers to Lund in Sweden. We are crossing the Øresund Bridge, the longest combined road and rail bridge in Europe. It connects Copenhagen to the Swedish city of Malmö. Across the water, you can see windmill farms, Denmark's renewable source of energy. Lund is Sweden's second oldest town. Founded in 990 AD, it became the seat of the archbishop in all of Scandinavia. Lund Cathedral, built between 1090 and 1145, still stands at the center of the town. This astronomical clock stood the test of time. We're at the grounds of Scandinavia's oldest and largest institutions for education and research, the Lund University, established in 1666. Next destination, Malmö, Sweden, 25 kilometers from Lund. Malmö is a coastal city in southern Sweden. It is the largest city in the Swedish county of Scania. It has a population of 348,601. The city dates back from 1275. Like Lund, it was under Denmark in the 15th century and again to Sweden in the 17th century. This architectural feat, called the Turning Torso, is a modern landmark in Malmö. Time to head back for Denmark.
Yeah, this is 16 kilometers, including the tunnel.
As we are so tired, we had this dinner at the hotel. Shopping day is at Strøget, a long shopping street in Copenhagen lined with known brands, like we did years passed. Denmark has one of the best stocks for home improvements that aroused our interests. In time for St. Patrick's Day, we had coffee and some Danish cookies. We're back to our favorite place in Copenhagen, the Nyhavn. Originally a busy commercial port for ships from around the world, the old houses are renovated and transformed into restaurants. Today, it is full of people enjoying a free and relaxed vibe by the canal with great food and cold beer. Danish fairy tale writer Hans Christian Andersen used to live at house number 20 when he wrote The Tinderbox and The Princess and the Pea. He lived at number 67 for 20 years and number 18 for 2 years. We're headed for number 17 or Nyhavn 17, a restaurant we also had lunch 9 years ago. We wanted to dine outside, but it was too cold for our liking, so we went inside and felt much better. After lunch, we ordered schnapps, a strong alcoholic drink to keep us warm. The 30 to 40 proof of alcohol did the trick. One more round, Margie said. I love Denmark for what it is today. I can't imagine having to live here centuries ago with all the war this country has seen. It amazes me to think how a country with such violent past could become a very peaceful and happy place. A comfortable life, free education and healthcare, it couldn't be better than that. Coming here is such a blast and such a pleasure.